Support the Blue Run is back, 2026 style, going down February 28th at Woodward Park. And this is going to be a great time. It's all to support the Fresno Police and Fire Chaplaincy. And, of course, I have to do my part and be a part of it. And I'm just happy to have some special guests in the building. Step up to the mic, sir. Thanks for coming in. Again, you've been on the program before. You're someone who's deeply involved with the chaplaincy here in Fresno. You work there. It's a part of your fabric of life. You throw your all into it. Let's talk about this Support Blue Run and how it's benefiting the Valley, how we all going to benefit from it.
Yeah, it benefits in a couple of ways. One, the primary value of it is it's a chance for our community to come out and tell those law enforcement people and first responders that we appreciate them, that we all sleep well at night, knowing that they're keeping us safe and they're doing their jobs and what they're called to do to protect our streets and protect our homes. And it's just a way to come out and just tangibly shake their hands, pat them on the back and say, great job and keep it up. Secondarily, it's also a fundraiser for the chaplaincy that allows us to carry out our mission and do what we do and to provide spiritual and mental help for those responders and families who have maybe experienced a death, kind of expected or unexpected, but allow us to sit with them, be with them until maybe a loved one shows up or a funeral home shows up, but to be able to, people at their loneliest moments, to have somebody there that cares for them.
Now, Matt, how long have you been doing this? I mean, it's your tenure working alongside your job in the community.
Yeah, so I've been with the chaplaincy for a little over 2 years. Prior to that, I was a pastor at People's Church for about 17 or 18 years, but I've always had an affinity for law enforcement and what they do and the first responders in our community. And it's funny, God opens doors for you when you kind of ask him kind of what's next in your stage of life. And here we are with the chaplaincy, and I honestly, I love every minute of it.
It seems like your former job and your new job is hand in hand. It's almost like you just segued over, you took a side step and not a backward step, just kind of like you pivoted. But I think your goal in life is definitely the help and the support, and that's why this run is so important. Now, I was going down to Woodward Park. It's going to be February 28th. Man, we're not too far away. And are you ready to run? Now, last time we talked, you was like, you know what? I'm thinking about setting some records. Am I mistaken? Am I forgetting things? You said you're going to break the 10K world record. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Well, I mean, you're a little off there, but yeah, I set out a goal that I was definitely going to go under a 25-minute mile this year.
Come on, man.
I'm going to push myself. I'm not sure, but I'm going to push myself.
Is that with 1 or 2 donut breaks? Just maybe 1?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You also brought a guest in the house. Let's bring up Deputy Chief. I want to make sure I get Farrah.
Farrah Fawcett, if you remember her, right?
I do remember her. There was a poster of her that was very famous back in the day that I do remember. Rest in peace. Yes. She did pass away, but she was definitely a sex symbol in her day. You, sir, have carried on the torch as the sex symbol of the Central Valley. We definitely appreciate you coming in. Let's talk about supporting the Blue Run. Now, there's been always, it seems like there's times when the police department in general is a praise time and they're doing a great job. Then there's the negative times when something happens and it's a reflection on the whole force. I really personally hate those times because I know too many good men and women who serve and work for the community and do a great job. Former Deputy Chief Phil Cooley is a really good friend of mine, been my friend for over 25 years, still with me at my wedding. And I know the backdrop for a lot of these guys personally. I've been in their homes, I've been around them, and I know their character. So it really pains me when someone tries to paint just a straight coat of paint over a whole department. That being said, the key word here is support. And this is what we're doing. We're supporting with this run, and I think it's a good thing. And how long have you been serving our community in this capacity?
It's a great thing, Trey. I've been in the industry for 35 years and in the Fresno Police Department for 32. It's a privilege to police my hometown. It was nice to come back to Fresno after working with the LAPD for a few years. Mm-hmm. And we saw some tough times in LAPD in the early 90s. And I told the deputy chief here when I interviewed that I'd worked for a law enforcement agency that had lost the support of their community, and I wasn't going to let that happen in my hometown. And I'm happy to say that the last 32 years have been great. We have an environment here in Fresno that I think is the envy of law enforcement everywhere. I don't think anybody has it as good as we have it here. People here appreciate the police. We have enough crime in our community, and while things are getting much better lately, crime is still a factor, so people appreciate what we do. We don't live in the kind of community that crime never happens. I think there's some places like that where people kind of forget that it's law enforcement officers and other first responders that provide the safety that we enjoy on the day-to-day. So we're really happy with how things are going at Fresno. We really appreciate the chaplaincy and their effort to honor our first responders. And I want to thank the community for showing up. There are other agencies that don't get 10% of this kind of turnout for their runs. And, we're going to have over 5,000 people showing up to either walk, run, or just attend the event. And it's going to be a pretty exciting day.
It's going to be a super exciting day. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I was asked, I have my morning show, and then, I have this show, and, putting two and two together sometimes is kind of difficult because of scheduling. And when they asked me would I be available to bring, to sit down and have this conversation, I had to move some things around, but it was a pleasure to do it because, I can remember growing up and my experiences with law enforcement, I had a couple that weren't too good, and it puts a little taste in your mouth, but coming to the city of Fresno and the Central Valley, man, I just can't tell you some of the great stories I've had just interacting with law enforcement. Go all the way back to Mayor Dyer, then Chief Dyer, working side by side with him, giving out toys on Christmas, standing with him. And, we're still friends to this very day. There's other people who, Sergeant Ray Wallace, rest in peace.
Yes.
I mean, working with him on some of the athletic programs, getting involved and roasting him on his retirement party, so many great memories, and just law enforcement in general. When I have events that we do here in radio and going out, it's working side by side. So for me to have to move something around in my day to make sure that the word gets out and do my part, believe me, it's not an inconvenience at all. It's definitely something I enjoy doing.
Thank you for doing it. Those two men you just mentioned, I've got two quick stories, one on each.
Go ahead.
Ray Wallace was the director of our Police Activities League program that reaches out to kids and gives them opportunities to engage in sports and other activities with law enforcement officers that are their coaches. And Ray came to me one day and he says, hey, I'm going to give you a coffee cup. And I said, really? He said, yeah, I'm going to give it to you. It says Fresno Pal. I go, that's great. I just need you to sign this card. It's a $5 deduction, from your paycheck to pay for the coffee cup. It's a donation to PAL. I said, okay. And he says, yeah, every pay, I signed it. And I go, here you go. He goes, yeah, every pay period, we're going to take $5 and donate to PAL. I'm like, well, I'm happy to do that. I paid more money for that coffee cup over the last 32 years than I can tell you. I don't even know where the cup is.
No, of course you don't.
But I know where Ray was, and Ray was using that money to help kids in our community, and it mattered. I know I wasn't the only one that bought that coffee cup that day.
Yeah.
He was a constant force, working diligently to make sure those kids had the uniforms, the transportation, and the trips. And then Jerry Dyer was my lieutenant when I first got here to Fresno and Southeast Fresno. And he walked in a briefing one day and he says, we're doing this thing for Christmas where we're going to go out and give Christmas gifts to the community, and I need some volunteers. And one rule in law enforcement is don't ever raise your hand to volunteer for anything, right? And it didn't bother Jerry. He just pointed right at me. He says, thanks for volunteering. And he pointed at everybody in the room and said, thank you for volunteering. And the Santa Claus didn't show up that day. And they ended up putting me in a red suit with a beard. And I had over 300 children come across my lap and get gifts that day. And I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. And it's those kind of opportunities to show our community that we're more than just a badge and a gun, that we're fathers, we're brothers, we're grandparents, we're people that care, and we're a part of this community. So I love those opportunities.
Oh, man, it's a great opportunity. Great stories, by the way. And I gave a lot of money to Ray also. He would call me, and I can remember distinctly one time he said, hey, listen, I could do two things. I could come by your house because I know where you live, and I could pick up a couple bucks from you for the program, and you can come out and work side by side with me. or I can arrest you. Which one do you want? I said, Ray, you know what? Come on by, and what time you need me to be there? You know, jokingly, of course, but he just was that fun-spirited guy, and he had a big old laugh, too. He would always laugh after he said that because, you know, I knew he was joking about it. But it was just good times. And with the mayor, I just the times – I got on the mic one time, and I told a story about, you know, all the kids who were there getting gifts. I said, it's not because you're different. You know, it's not because you don't have. It's because people think you're special. And I remember being a kid sitting in the same seat, just like you are, with my mother raising 3 boys as a single mom who had no money for Christmas and getting that one toy. And that was my toy for Christmas and how thankful for I was. And I was up there. I got all emotional and I was crying. And then I walked over to the chief at that time. He goes, yeah, I wasn't crying. You were crying. But he was wiping away tears from his eyes. But it was to see a big, strong guy like that also move the tears. It's just those memories. So when it comes down to supporting an event that the Fresno PD has alongside with a fire chaplaincy, I am all in. This is going to be a huge event. What do we need to do? I know we're getting close. Is there still room for people to sign up, get in there? Where are we at there, Matt?
There's still room. You can get in, go to runsupportblue.com and sign up, get a cool T-shirt, get a medal, get a free donut, free Dutch Bros. There's lots of cool partners we have, lots of cool swag, get a free bag also. So we would love to have you out there. If you care about our community and you just know that Fresno is a special place, and throughout the year we have a few special events, which we like to think this is one of them. This is a chance for you. It's going to be preferably a beautiful February morning where the sun will be out, and just come on out with some friends and walk or run. If you think you're faster than me, I'd love to see you challenge me.
Come on and get him. He's ready.
I mean,
He's been training.
I'm locked in on that sub 25-minute mile. So
yes.
You better bring your racing shoes.
Deputy Chief Farrah, will you be setting any records this time of year? Are you prepared? Will you run in the Santa suit? Will they give you more speed? Your superpowers? Where are we at?
Running's a strong term for what I do, Dre.
Okay.
So we're going to walk I'll walk the 2 mile. My wife does that with me. Last year, this was her first event after back surgery.
Oh, wow.
And so it was a huge victory for her.
Sure.
So we're not going to miss celebrating that again this year. It's just so much fun to walk around and see all my friends and people that show up, to watch the kids interact with our officers that'll be out there with all of our brand new helicopter is going to be out there, our new armored vehicle, all the things that we use to protect our community. People actually get to see the equipment that belongs to their police department. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, see your tax dollars hard at work. Come on out there and see it. And also support. All monies raised goes to a great cause, as Matt described earlier. So do your part as a community. Do your part as an individual. As an athlete, if you're super competitive, this is a great way for you to get out. Get a time. It's early in the year. I'm sure you got other events planned down the year. It can show you where you are at this moment. I personally, a little disappointed that there's not a 25K on there because I feel like I'm just going to keep on going. When it ends, I'm just going to go through the park, run through Clovis, back up to where I live in Kingsburg, and take a 5-minute break and then run back to Fresno. That's how I get down. I don't know how you guys do it, but, it's more. I'll be by myself. My wife tells me I'm crazy, and she knows I'm making it up. That being said, looking forward to it. February 28th, get out there, get involved. Support the Blue. Run Support is runsupport.com. No, runsupportblue.com is where you want to go. Make sure I get that right. And we'll make sure that this is a huge event. Let's set some records. I'm thinking the weather's going to be good. I think we should be, that's perfect running weather for what I'm intending to do. And you two guys over here, 25 minutes. You'll have a good window weather-wise to make it happen. Any parting words before we get up out of here?
I just want to thank everybody that's going to show up. Everybody showed up in prior years. And come on out. Let's have some fun. I think, and I also want to challenge other law enforcement agencies. This is a great opportunity to prepare for our Baker to Vegas run that you guys can participate in March. This could be a qualifying event for you to get that 10K time in or that 5K time in and get ready to go because Fresno PD is going to throw down in March too.
Oh, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Matt, any parting words?
No, just come on out, have a good time, whether you run or walk or you just want to come out and hang out and say hi. We didn't even mention the stars of the show, which are the canines. They'll be out there So you can come out, pet the dogs, see the horses. It really is a fun day, and come out to beautiful Woodward Park and hang out with us.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on by there. I want to thank, again, Deputy Chief Farrah for coming in, and also Fire Chaplain Matt Markarian. I want to make sure I get that right. Like, I'm always close to that last name. I am Andre Covington. I better get my name right. It's always a pleasure to work alongside law enforcement in any capacity. They always have my support because, for me, they've always had my back. Then times I've called upon them to help me out at events. I've thrown New Year's Eve parties, and I've made the phone call, and they were there for me to make sure there was no incidents. And it was a couple times, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. They didn't even charge me. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. They had some guys swing by just to make sure, Dre, you're good. And a couple times I just, went into the wallet and paid for guys to kind of, and the ladies of the law enforcement to be on point to make sure that the public was safe. Because at the end of the day, we want safety, and we need our blue to make sure that is done. And they do a great job in doing it. I want to thank you for tuning in each and every Sunday. This is Valley Voices. What we do is bring you information to what's going on in your valley. It's up to you to get out and support and make sure you do your part, that we're all safe and we're all together in unison, making sure it's a better place to live. I want to thank all our guests that tuned in today. I want to thank from the Support the Blue Run. I want to thank Matt Markarian. And, of course, I want a special thanks to Deputy Chief Farrah for coming in and making things feel so exciting and getting us all fired up for the big Support the Blue Run going down February 28th. And also, don't forget, on the 21st, we'll be taking the youth out to the all-comers meet at Collegian Field. Get there early and get your kids signed up. All the details you can find online for sure. So good luck with everybody. And until then, you stay up, you stay blessed, and stay in shape the best you can. This is Valley Voice with your host, Andre Covington. We are out. Peace.